Welcome back, everyone. This Sunday, you are invited to the 11th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Community Celebration. It will be an afternoon with an ecumenical worship service and a community potluck fellowship meal. Reverend Jackie Utley leads Ascension Lutheran Church on the north side of Columbia. I'm so glad you're here. You know, I'm just going to compliment you. You are one of those people, when somebody meets you, they feel like they've known you for a long time.
Absolutely.
You are full of joy, and you just have such a warm, tender heart.
Thank you.
I love that about you.
Thank you, Dawn.
Your church has been around for more than 100 years. When was it established?
It was established in the year 1912.
Okay.
We celebrated our 110th anniversary last June.
Wow.
Yes.
And you have this community event in honoring Martin Luther King Jr., his legacy.
Yes.
It's going to be this Sunday, and the community is open. Your doors are open for them. They're invited. Tell us about it.
It's actually considered an outreach service for the sake of the historical background of Ascension Lutheran Church is that it would be considered a white institution in the Eau Claire community over all of these years as a white institution in a predominantly African-American neighborhood. And so, you know, we have such thing as white church and black church, which it shouldn't be. But in any case, for the time that it's existed in the Eau Claire community, when white flight took place back in 1970, let's say, you have this white attending church in a predominantly African-American neighborhood, and then young people grow up, they move out of the neighborhood, and they take their children with them, and then what's left at the church but their grandparents, seniors. So Ascension over the years had developed into a church with all senior attendees, no children, no teenagers, no youth. And so what was happening, people were getting elderly and dying out, and so the church was going to die out in that neighborhood. It's located right behind the Lutheran Theological Southern Seminary, often referred to as the seminary's church. But in any case, if the church is going to die out as the white elderly people are dying or becoming disabled and staying at home, what's going to keep this church alive? And so in 2011, the bishop of the South Carolina Synod of the Lutheran Churches of the ELCA, he decided, well, why don't we maybe get a African-American pastor in this church and let the neighborhood see that they're welcome to this church. And in 2011, I came and joined Ascension Lutheran Church, and I had a certificate of ordination from the Church of God in Christ. That's Pentecostal. But I attended the Lutheran Theological Southern Seminary. I say I got Lutheranized. And so then when I was joined the Lutheran Church in 2011, I'm the only black in the church at the time. And so as I was serving as assistant minister to the pastor Ron Brown that was there, in 2011, before I arrived there, he collaborated with an African-American student group over at the seminary and says, what can we do to bring the community into this church together? And they came up with, let's do an MLK service.
And that's going to be Sunday afternoon at 4.
That's right, at 4.
And it includes a potluck, and everyone's invited. And I want to point out a couple things that are special to your church. Tell me about this one first.
That is a picture of Ascension's prized possession. The official name of our church is the Lutheran Church of the Ascension. And that picture there is a photo of our prized possession, the Ascension window. It's located above our altar, our precious altar there in the church, and it's believed to be a Tiffany. Some will say, let's get it a praise. We think it's a Tiffany window.
Don't let the word out too much on that. You want to keep the window there. What about this beautiful plate?
And of course, that plate was put together whenever, with the church being founded and established in year 1912, it started out as a smaller building, and then in 1950 they added on an annex. And so once they got that annex added on, then we had plenty of pictures taken of the brand new church, and that's what that plate
it's beautiful, and I just want to make sure our viewers can see that as well. Just beautiful. Okay, so if they would like to join you on Sunday and get to be with just a warm group of people.
Yes.
Here's the information. The 11th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Community Celebration is this Sunday at 4 p.m.
Yes.
The afternoon will include the ecumenical worship service and a community potluck fellowship meal. Ascension Lutheran Church is located at 829 Wildwood Avenue on the north side of Columbia. Reverend Jackie Utley of Ascension Lutheran, thank you so much for being with us. I think it's also important to note that there is such a need for a fundraiser on this church. I know you're wanting to keep it alive and keep the doors open.
Right.
And so let's just continue this conversation and let the community know how they might be involved in helping with that.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
Jackie.
you for
Hope it's a
having me
great
today.
day Sunday. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
More Soda City Live right after this.